In HDF 412, we have studied critical thinking and self-leadership, cultural anthropology, inclusion, cultural competence, and crisis leadership. Through analyzing and application, we, as graduating seniors, are learning the essentials to solving problems, understanding human differences, understanding wisdoms from the past to communicate effectively, and think independently for making informed decisions as future leaders.
In Module 1, we learned about crucial conversations. These are high-stake, opposing opinions, and strong emotion conversations. We learned there were two types of people in these conversations, silent and violent. Silent people are more withdrawn, where violent people are more powerful in these situations. After learning about crucial conversations, I see myself falling under the silent style. At all costs, I try to avoid these conversations, and when I'm in them, I try getting out of them. I connect this to my harmony strength because I want everyone to be happy, and these conversations have the potential to bring up conflict.
Prior to reading Crucial Conversations, I did not know how to express my concerns towards others in an appropriate way. One strategy that really helped me was learning to look for signs when the conversation became crucial. Reading Crucial Conversations has allowed me to confront others and mediate the conflict between us by thinking about my triggers and style under stress. Along with learning strategies for crucial conversations, we learned of the many fallacies that are used during discussion. Learning about fallacies such as the slippery slope has helped me identify the reasoning that I use in my RA job. Having knowledge of fallacies are important in understanding the truth as opposed to being fooled with misinformation.
Who am I? Why do I do the things that I do? Where and when did I learn to think, act, and view a certain way? These are all questions posed in class. The cycle of socialization diagram helped me visualize how I was socialized. I learned how different lenses of identity, socialization, and lenses of learning and experience gives insight to my upbringing. Franklin's configuration of power has allowed me to better understand the institutions and people in power. I've learned the importance of using one's voice to bring change and combat racism and oppression. In the past few weeks, I've participated in protests against police brutality and non-indictments of Mike Brown and Eric Garner. Making the link between cultural anthropology and leadership studies made me realize the importance of recognizing and understanding different cultures. In the class, I experienced listening and learning to other people's cultural background. Leaders must be knowledgeable of their peers and conscious of different practices and traditions.
I have learned about gender and race identity models, which allows individuals to pick and choose which model best identifies with themselves. While analyzing myself, I learned that these models just touch base on the tip of the iceberg when it comes to educating professionals and college campuses about what they need to know to ease racial tensions. Our choices are combined from many forces rather than just the color of your skin or the biological makeup of our sex. Being an inclusive leader and an ally means treating people the way they want to be treated. Once I'm able to confront my own biases, the circle of inclusion widens. This process starts with myself. Through tracking, I've confronted my privileges, equality issues, and ignorances within my community. By fully subscribing to allyship, I am taking a step in the direction of inclusion.
In 2013, at the University of Rhode Island Chaffee Social Science Center, students attended classes as scheduled. A female professor in an 11 a.m. lecture believed she heard someone yell, "I'm a good guy and I have a gun." According to Rhode Island State Police Captain Frank Castellone, at that point the class erupted and they started to call 911. Emergency texts were released alerting students of a campus lockdown.
After hearing briefly about the events, I continued on my way to class. I cut through the union and I heard phones ringing left and right off the hook. I tried to process if this was related to anything I had just heard. While trying to do so, a male faculty worker pushed me into the ram's den. The doors were shut, locked, and barricaded by chairs.
Law enforcement officers and police dogs entered Chaffee to search and found a toy Nerf gun, though they were unsure of a connection. Now you may wonder, after hearing the findings, did students at the university take this crisis seriously? Despite the social media posts sent out, there was no real sense of urgency within the campus community.
Classes were canceled for the day, yet resumed normal Friday morning. A brief email was sent to students and families regarding the crisis. No follow-up occurred regarding the findings or the plan of action the university would take and instill for further use.
What we're lacking here is the learning piece of the James and Wooten 5 phases of a crisis model. What did the organization learn from the crisis? Has the organization engaged in a change of behavior to prevent future crises? You or I turn to arming police as opposed to informing students of safer policies and practices.
In conclusion, we have learned about a variety of aspects of leadership within our Capstone course that has contributed to our personal development as leaders here at URI. As we go out into the real world and continue to lead within our respective careers, we will be successful due to the knowledge that we have gained from this course.